Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that last video, the timing threw me off just a little bit. I only had like 3 seconds left, and I forgot to mention that anytime you get a solution, 3, -4, -2 is our solution, we have to check that in our equations. So all you need to do is grab your calculator. You would do 4, let's use these down here since we can see them on the same side. 4 times 3 minus -4 plus -2, make sure that's 14. You could put it into equation 2 as well. -2 times 3 plus 2 times -4 minus -2, make sure that's -12, and then into equation 3 as well. 3 times 3 minus 4 times -4 minus -2, and make sure that's 27. You have to check this to make sure that you're right. Making sure that you're right is going to, well, just ensure that you're right. If you don't check to make sure that you're right, you could be wrong, and it's very easy to go back through and double check your math, double check your negatives, double check your distributing, and make sure that you had all your stuff correctly. There's no reason to get these problems wrong because you can always check your math. Well, when you have one solution, you can always check your math. So next, we're going to do example 2. So I have, again, 3 equations and 3 unknowns. Notice all my x's and y's and z's are on the same side, so elimination is going to be our best bet. If I look at my coefficients, remember that's the number in front of the variables, my coefficients of x, I've got a -2, a 1, and a 6. Well, it would be pretty easy to use this 1 to cancel the -2 and cancel the 6, right? It would just be a simple multiplication thing. -2, 5, and 6. Those ones aren't really simple. There's not an easy way to make -2 cancel a +5. Now my z's, these are easy. I could use this one to cancel this one already without any multiplying, and this one to cancel that one multiplying by 6. But since we just canceled z in our last one, I think I'm going to do something different in this one just so you can see something new. So my victim in this one, since y is not handy at all, and we already used z, my victim is going to be x. And my weapon, well, let's see, which one had one that was a coefficient that would be easy to cancel the other two? My weapon is going to be equation 2 because it's got a coefficient of 1, which is going to be easy to multiply to cancel either one of those. So on this one, you're going to see how we get to multiply an equation to cancel, where on the last one, they were already set up to cancel. So I'm going to bring equation 1 down, because that's one of the things I'm going to cancel. -2x plus 6y plus z equals -5. So I'm going to need to cancel a -2. So what do I need to make this be in order to cancel a -2? Well, I need to make it a +2. And right now, it's a 1. So what do I need to take 1 by to make it 2? Well, that's easy. 2. So I'm going to take 2 times equation 2. So as I bring it down, I'm going to multiply every term by 2. So 1x times 2 is going to give me 2x. 5y times 2 is going to give me 10y. -z times 2 is going to give me -2z. And 2 times 2 is going to give me 4. Now, like I said in the previous video, always double check your math. Make sure that you multiplied every term by 2. And I believe we did, so now we are going to combine these and make equation 4. So notice our x's cancel. How many y's do we have? 16y minus 1z, and that's going to equal -1. Again, double check your math. Are you sure we're right? Yep, I'm sure we're right. So on to the next one. We need to now cancel the x's and the other 2 equations. Notice we used 1 and 2 here. We can't use that same combination again over here. We're going to have to use some other one. We're going to have to use equation 3. So I know I have to use equation 3, and since my weapon is equation 2, I'm going to still use equation 2. So I'm going to bring down equation 3. It is 6x minus 2y equals 24. And my weapon being equation 2, now I notice I need to cancel a 6x. So if I have 1x and I need to cancel a +6x, what do I need to multiply equation 2 by? Well, to cancel something that's positive, I know it's going to be negative. And to get 1 to cancel a 6, I'm going to multiply by -6. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. Bear with me. 1 times -6 is going to be -6x. 5y times -6 is going to give me -30y. -1z times -6 is going to be +6z. And 2 times -6 is going to give me -12. Never mind, that wasn't too difficult. So now we have our x's set up to cancel, so we add them just like we've always done in elimination to create equation 5. My x's cancel. I get -32y. Note, be careful. I know a lot of you see both of these are 6 and think, oh, those cancel. But they are both positive, so we must add them, and it is 12z. 24 minus 12 is 12. So I can look now at my new system of equations, 4 and 5. Since I have black, I'm just going to write 5 first. And note we are now down to 2 variables, which is what we were trying to get to, because we cannot solve for 3 variables at a time. Actually, we can't even solve for 2 variables at a time. So I kind of think of this as like an hourglass. We funnel it through from 3 to 2 down to 1, and then we'll start plugging it back in to go back out to 3. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, come talk to me about it. I'll explain it more in depth. So here's my equations. 16z, and double check that I wrote them all down right. Let's look. What's it going to be easiest to eliminate? Well, if I multiply this one by 2, I would get 32, right? If I multiply equation 4 by 2, so let's just bring over equation 5. I wrote a 4. Let's just bring over equation 5 all by itself without messing with it, because it's already got fairly large coefficients to begin with. And we'll leave it alone, and we'll mess with equation 4. So what do I want to do to equation 4 to cancel it? Oh yeah, I was going to cancel the y's. And in order to cancel the y's, I need to multiply equation 4 times 2. So all of these coefficients are going to get multiplied by 2. 16 times 2 is 32. -1 times 2 is -2. And -1 times 2 is, again, -2. Now we just need to add these up and figure out what we've got. So if I add, these cancel, I've got 10z equals 10. Again, double check my math. Did I do everything right? I think I did. So divide by 10 and z equals 1. So again, we're probably going to have one solution. So I can start writing my ordered pair, comma, comma, 1, because z is the end. Remember, it goes x, y, z in alphabetical order. So now I need to start my hourglass back up. So I funneled all this from 3 to 2 down to 1. So now I need to go step back up my ladder or make the funnel big again, whichever one you want to look at it like. So I need to plug this in. Remember, we do not plug it into one of these because that would only give us z. It wouldn't give us x and y. So we would still have 2 unknowns, which is not helpful. So you go right back where you came from. From z, you either go into equation 4 or equation 5. Now I don't really care which one we go into, but I'm probably going to put it in equation 4 just so I don't have to mess with all those big coefficients. So in equation 4, which was 16y minus 1z, and my z is 1, and that equals -1. So 16y minus 1 equals -1. If we add 1 to both sides, 16y equals 0. Now notice this, 16y being equal to 0, this does not mean that there's not a y. A lot of people see this and they go, oh, 16 equals 0, that's no solution. No, it's not, because there's a variable still there. Anytime there's a variable still there, you can get a number. We can divide both of these sides by 16. So what's 0 divided by 16? 0. So our y value for this problem is going to be 0. And then, like I said, we're still stepping back up, so we are going to plug our 0 for y and our 1 for x into one of our original problems. I'm going to use equation 2 because it's just got an x and then I won't have to divide by anything. So I've got x plus 5y, which is 0, minus z, which is 1, and that gives me 2. So x plus 0 minus 1 is going to give me 2. X minus 1 gives me 2. By combining those like terms, 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Add 1 to both sides, x is 3. So my equation 3, or my answer for x is 3. So my ordered pair, this again is going to have one solution, 3, 0, and 1. Now, make sure that you check your solution. You have to sub it into equation 1, equation 2, and equation 3. All three of them. So let's double check. You can do this in your calculator. I've actually already done it, so I'm not going to waste your time, but you need to check this in your calculator. Everybody grab your calculator. I guess I am going to waste your time. Negative 2 times 3 plus 6 times 0 plus 1. That gives me negative 5. 3 plus 0 minus 1 gives me 2. 6 times 3 is 18, minus 0 plus 6 gives me 24. So all of those check. Once I've checked them all, I make sure I'm right, because we want to make sure that we're right, and then we are done with another 3 equations, 3 unknowns. Great job!